What's going on, everyone? Cubeologist here, and as you can see today, we've got a dual unboxing. I'm going to do this one first because it's pretty exciting. I guess you can tell my setup's a little different. So that's part of the update, and let's get into this. Alright, so we'll take a look at this one first. As you can see, this is from Inked Playmats right there. So it is a custom stack mat, and I'm pretty excited about that, honestly. So let's see what we've got here. I sent this, I actually sent the file to them about 5 or 6 days ago, and it just arrived, and this is pretty exciting for me. Oh, nice. Alright, so as you guys can see there, let me switch this angle up so you can see everything. Alright, so that's the majority of it there. You can see that I put the lens flare on here. I've got my YouTube address right here, which is pretty exciting. I put the C here with a little lens flare coming off of the glare on it. So wow, this is really cool. I plan on using this as my background. I just didn't really like the generic white background, nor did I like using the generic stack mats as my background, because both of those things have been done a lot, and this is so cool. So I'm very happy to get this. I got the 14x28 version. I think it's called the oversized mat. So if you guys want to check these out, I'll actually put a link to them down in the description. They're really cool, and I'm super happy to get one of these. It took me a little while to design, actually, because I didn't want to do it in white, then the lens flare wouldn't show. I didn't want to do it in black because you couldn't see anything. So this turned out to be a happy medium, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Now, one thing about it that I'm not crazy about is you cannot get these knobs put on it. You guys are probably familiar with the fact that if you have a Generation 3 stack mat timer, you can lock it into place like that, and it locks to this. But I've taken a look at this a few different times, and it looks like I might be able to pop these off, and I could put them right here in this mat under it. So that's something I'm looking into. I'm also seeing if you can make these or get them aftermarket, so it's something you could attach to this. But either way, I'm pretty excited about this because you guys know that the stack mats have these little rubber pads on the bottom, so they don't really slide around anyway. It's just something that I was thinking about doing. But like I said, pretty excited about this inked playmat, the design and everything, and I'm super happy to have my own custom background now. But let's get into this unboxing from the Cubicle. It's the new Kong's Design 3x3. Pretty excited about this. I really like the Yue Ying, just wasn't my favorite, so let's get into this. Okay, so I'll get the logistics with this background figured out in the next couple days, because as you can see, you can't see all of it, but I also don't want to be so zoomed out that you can't pay attention to the package. But this is from the Cubicle, as you can see. Now, shipping with this was actually a little bit strange this time. The Cubicle is always really good with shipping, but this time my shipping was upgraded to priority, but it still took a long time to ship. Not necessarily from the Cubicle. They shipped it out the day after I ordered it. But once it made it to the first stop or whatever, whenever you're tracking, you know, it reaches a hub or something like that, it was stuck there for almost a week. So I don't know what was going on, but let's get into this and see what we got here. Nothing else in there. I tend to forget a lot of things. We don't need to see the receipt. My favorite business card, like that. And some stickers really quickly. Let's see this. I got stickers for this puzzle in my custom shades. Those look good. And I also got stickers for the Yue Ying 4x4. So those look pretty awesome. Pretty excited about that. I can finally do my review. I really like that puzzle, but we'll talk about that in another video. And let's take a look at this box. This is a new box. So if you guys aren't familiar, this is not really a Moyu puzzle. It's just endorsed by Moyu. What this is a Kong's Design puzzle. Now, Kong, if that's his real name, I'm not sure. Some people call him Kong, some people call him Onion, but he designed the Yue Ying and the Yue Ying. I know you guys are probably familiar with those cubes. The Yue Ying was one of the first, if not the first, Moyu puzzle that came out, and the Yue Ying was pretty popular whenever it came out. I guess there's the man right there, and you can see that those corners are going to look like the Yue Ying already. The Onion with the glasses, that's pretty cool. And I don't see anything to indicate there's going to be a different size or a smaller version that comes out, but there wasn't with the Yue Ying. So let's get into this and see what we've got. Plastic, that's okay. So here's the puzzle. Let's check this out. The onion design, that's actually a pretty cool logo. I'm not gonna lie, I like that. And looks like typical Moyu shades. The bright yellow is the only thing I don't like on Moyu shades. And when you change one color, I like to change the rest of them to match the shape of the stickers. But you guys know if I like this cube, I'll definitely have to be changing all this out. So let's do first turns. Oh wow, take a look at this first. Those corners are very, very squared off. That looks kind of strange actually. Let's take a look at this Yue Ying here. The corners were kind of like that, but I took a file and sanded all of them down and rounded them. And this looks like that might be a problem with catching. Wow, that's kind of strange. But let's do some first turns. Okay, so it doesn't feel like it's going to catch. We'll take a look at corner cutting. 45, it's Moyu, right? Yeah, easily. Over 45, out of the box. Pretty impressive. Reverse, I wonder how that's going to work with that lip. Still cuts pretty well. Not necessarily a whole cubie, but really close. I would say with some lubing and tensioning, probably a whole cubie. And honestly, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to file those down just for sheer cosmetics, just because I don't like the way that looks. I'm going to make sure it's not going to affect the stability first. Take a look at the design. So as you can see here, I've put the caliper on a place where the stickers are not affecting the size, and it's coming in at between 55 and 56 millimeters. So this is not a 57 millimeter puzzle, more like a 56, so that's pretty cool. I like 56 millimeter puzzle because that's kind of what an Oolong version 1 is, but not a big deal. But now let's take a look at some of the pieces. So we're going to compare the Yue Ying with the new Kong's Design Yue Ying, I think that's how you pronounce it. And wow, this white's actually hard to see. As you can see, this comes more to a point right here. It's actually taller, as you can see there. And let's look at the torpedo design. Pretty similar, it's kind of stubby, but this one's definitely smaller. I hope it still holds the pieces in just as well. And now let's take a look at some corners. So you've got the black one is the Yue Ying over here on the right. And it looks pretty similar, but this piece is kind of jutting out to the side here. Maybe that's just not put, okay, that was just coming apart. So it looks pretty similar. These corners are still bothering me. I don't know why, but it's probably going to be a pretty loud cube just like this one because it's kind of hollow, kind of airy, but I'm going to put it back together and we're going to do a solve real quick. All right, so now I'm going to attempt a solve. I'm going to try to keep it in camera here, but you know, that doesn't really help. It's normally out of frame. But let's see. I'll put this scramble down in the description. You guys let me know what you get. I'm sure it'll be faster than me because I'm pretty horrible, and this is one of my first solves of the day. Scrambling this actually told me that I might like this cube. Honestly, it feels pretty good, so that's pretty exciting. But I'm not expecting any miracles on this solve. So it's like red, orange, green, and blue. I can put the red down, orange down, green down, then I'll look for the blue because I'm not that good. So let's see here. Alright, 18.41, not too bad for me, especially with a new cube out of the box and not being warmed up. So I really like the feel of this puzzle. Let me know if you guys have it and what you think of it. I'm pretty excited about setting it up and re-stickering it, and I'm super excited about my new background. Like I said, I'm going to adjust the angle so you can see everything and still be able to focus on what I'm showing you. But I really appreciate you guys watching. I know I've been kind of absent for the last day or two, but no worries, there's going to be a lot of videos this week. I've just been waiting on this package specifically with the 4x4 stickers to do my review and a couple other things that are in the mail, so stay tuned to the channel, give me a subscribe and a like if you enjoyed it. I hope you did, and as always guys, expect to hear from me very soon. maybe later on tonight, probably tomorrow, but I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.